Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup. First, for North Little Rock, Charging Wildcats. A 5'6" sophomore, number 0, Otis Jordan. 6'1" junior, number 1, Ray Fresh. A 5'10" senior, number 4, Corey Watkins. A 6'5" sophomore, number 12, Moses Moody. And a 6'3" sophomore, number 13, Spencer Sims. North Little Rock is coached by John Rice, assistant coach Marcus Adams.
Andy Maness and Ryan Short back here with you to start the first quarter of action between the Jonesboro Hurricane and the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. The championship round of the 33rd annual Barry Pruitt Hurricane Classic. And thanks so much for joining us here on Tubetown for this championship matchup. Your officials tonight, Curtis Tate, Kevin Simmons, Floyd Shivers. Shout out to our public address announcer, Aaron Lowe, not only for those awesome introduction of the starting lineups, but also for starter sheets for the entire tournament. He's hooked us up with lineups, and so certainly appreciative of that. Ready to start this game, Ryan. I've got goosebumps, man. I'm ready to go. I am amped.
If you don't know the backstory of these two teams, then you obviously have not been paying attention. I mean, all throughout this tournament, the stands have been filtered with college coaches, college recruits. I'm looking across right now. A-State's men's coach is in the arena with one of his assistants right now. I mean, we've had Arkansas, the University of Arkansas, Harding University just filtered throughout because they know that this matchup right here, there's D1 prospects in this game.
Jonesboro wearing their home white jerseys, black letters and numbers with gold trim, and they'll start off this game with a quick putback bucket from Kyle Moore.
Great set play there to start the game. Got a great look at the basket. Wasn't able to finish, but way to attack the offensive board and get the first 2 points of the contest.
North Little Rock going to try to open things up in a similar manner. There's Moody on a leaner, and it's no good. Rebound is going to go to Jonesboro, and the dog pound lets the Charging Wildcats hear it on the air ball. Sills, corner pocket now for Hudson. Hudson! Yes, sir!
Sills dished that ball over to the corner for Hudson, and as soon as he released it, he already threw up his hands. He knew that was nothing but the bottom of the net.
He was headed back down the court to play some defense, and now the dog pound is getting after it. Top of the key, Jordan drives. Now he kicks it off in the corner. Spencer Sims, just a sophomore. He'll drive. He'll put up a layup.
You know, as soon as he finished that basket, he took an extra step over towards the cheerleaders of the dog pound. I'm not sure if he said anything, but it did get much quieter in here.
Yeah, and now a little bit of jostling between Ray Fresh and Tony Hudson as they head back up the floor. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll go in favor of the Charging Wildcats.
Something that's going to be interesting to see at the start of this game is how North Little Rock plans to defend Sills. Obviously, we know he's the D1 recruit that's planning on going to Arkansas, but how are they going to come out and try to silence him almost like Pine Bluff did yesterday?
Missed shot, but Ray Fresh is there for the putback, and now it's a one-point ball game. Sills had a defensive rebound, tried to throw it up the floor, and Charging Wildcats were able to steal it back from him.
North Little Rock in a man defense.
Hudson on the drive and the hop step in the paint. Quick 5 points for Tony Hudson here to start the first quarter. Moody with it on the far right wing. Guarded by Moore. Here's a steal for Tony Hudson. Wide open break to the basket, and he'll throw it down. 7 points here in the first quarter to open up for Tony Hudson.
Great defense leads to easy offense. Creating the play on the defensive end led him to that open dunk.
There's a spin move and another turnover for Jonesboro. They push it ahead. 2-on-2. Hudson to Sills. He'll lay it in. Desi Sills with his first points of the ball game, and 2.5 minutes gone by, and this place has erupted already. 5:31 left to play here in the first quarter. Just a 30-second timeout. Take a look at this turnover and a great assist from Tony Hudson over to Sills.
Well, you can see Sills, before that ever took place, he was pointing up to the basket. He wanted the alley-oop. He was about to bring this place down. As soon as that basket goes in, Coach Rice calls a timeout. He wants to get his team under control. We all understand that this is going to be a hype game. As you take a look at the Dog Pound right now, all of the students dressed up in a plethora of jerseys. I mean, before the game, we were looking over there, some original Shaq jerseys, baseball jerseys. I even saw the Mighty Ducks come in. So this atmosphere is none better than you'll find in Northeast Arkansas right now. Look out of this timeout right here for the Wildcats to get under control, compose themselves, look for a set play right here, and for an easy 2 points to get them back on track.
Aycock playing defense on Sims. Dish over to Moody in the quarter. Moody guarded by Moore. Another dish off to Sims. He'll drain the triple from the corner pocket. Sims with 5 points now in the first quarter.
He was in rhythm in the corner, and the pass was just a little bit low, but he was able to gather himself and knock that three down.
Aycock now feeds it into Moore. Moore back to Aycock, and leaning into the defense, Aycock will go to the free throw line.
Great give and go right there. The foul's going to be charged to DeCorey Watkins, the 5'10 junior. It's going to be his first of the contest. As you take a look at the coaching staff of Arkansas State University in the house.
Yeah, Mike Bellato over there, as Aycock off the mark on his first free throw. A foul, by the way, was called on DeCorey Watkins. That is the first one on him. Aycock will find the bottom of the net on his second free throw attempt. And now it's a 12-7 lead, 5-point ball game in favor of the Hurricanes.
These are two teams that whenever they put their foot down on the gas, they do not let up. So the intensity is just only going to continue as Otis knocks down the two.
Now Otis Jordan just inside the three-point line. And getting ready to check in for Jonesboro is going to be J.G. Stafford. Hudson right now near center circle, guarded by Ray Fresh. Sills with a deep three-point attempt. Off the mark, but Moore gets the offensive board, trying to get it back to Sills, nearly stolen away. Aycock comes up with it. Hudson steps into a three-pointer at the top of the key, and he'll drop in his second of the first quarter.
Hudson is out of his mind right now. 10 of the 15 points he can attribute to himself. He is single-handedly outscoring North Little Rock.
Now step behind the three-point line for Ray Fresh. They work it around to the far right wing for Moody. Moody with the feed inside to Watkins. Watkins with the defenders draped all over him finds Ray Fresh. Fresh can't finish at the basket.
Lucky there wasn't an interference there at the goal. The ball was up and on the rim, and I believe that was Sills that sort of grabbed the net, and it caused that ball to change its course of direction, falling outside of the hoop.
So J.G. Stafford will check in for Blayton Williams as the Hurricanes take it out underneath the charging Wildcat basket. Hudson brings it up the floor, picked up by Ray Fresh immediately. Now Fresh will back up and kind of play on his heels a little bit. There's a screen from Moore. Step back three-pointer. He's thought he was feeling it. Already into double digits here in the first quarter, but rebound goes to North Little Rock.
And if I'm got a blocking foul right there, but I was about to say, if I'm Coach Swift, I am not upset with that shot at all. If you if you've already got 10 to your credit already and you come down and you get an in-rhythm three, by all means, throw it up. Let the roof fall in on this place because it's wanting to right now.
Yeah, only shooting, I mean, that was his first miss of the night, so 2 for 3 from behind the three-point line already here in the first quarter. Jordan with it, the 5'6" sophomore. That's the thing about North Little Rock, too. They've only got one senior on their starting squad. There's the shot from the free throw line by Moody. It's off the mark. Here comes Hudson. Hudson with a lot of white jerseys out in front of him. Sills tried to sidestep the defender, and North Little Rock's going to get whistled for a blocking foul there.
That's going to go against number 12, Moses Moody, as you see it right here on the replay. Some of the North Little Rock fans were wanting to travel, but the blocking foul on Moody happened before that continuation happened.
Now looks like Sills just tripped over the foot of Moody. Now a deep three-pointer from Sills because they left him wide open, and he'll drain it. Yes, sir, no doubt about it.
That's one thing you cannot do if you're a Wildcat is completely forget about him at the three-point arc. I mean, at that point, he had enough room there that he could have came in and taken a 15-footer uncontested, let alone a three.
There's a lot of players here on Jonesboro that you don't want to leave open on the floor, but if there's one in particular, I would say that it's Desi Sills. Hudson will bring it up the floor after the errant pass goes out of bounds for North Little Rock. Now he'll just stand near center circle with 2:28 remaining here in the first quarter. Get some direction from Coach Wes Swift. Over to Sills, catches a screen from Rogers. Sills dishes it off to Aycock in the corner. Three-pointer no good. Long rebound. It'll stay right here with Jonesboro. Last touch by the charging Wildcats. Checking into the game for the first time, rather, is Lamar Washington. He'll send A.J. Aycock over to the Pine for just a little bit to catch his breath.
You know, Aycock didn't knock down that shot right there, but it shows the maturity of this Hurricane team that they were able to develop that open look in the corner.
Trying to feed it in to Washington, and now it'll go the other way with the Wildcats. Otis Jordan off the mark on the floater. Offensive rebound, and now they'll reset. They'll get it out high to Spencer Sims.
Sims trying to orchestrate his offense, telling them to slow it down.
Kylon McCullough in the game. He's got the ball, dishes it over to Sims. Now he sets a screen. McCullough rolled and had a good look at a lane there, but Sims didn't give it to him. Now Sims steps into a three-pointer, and it will get the friendly roll.
And once again, Sims, I mean, he knocked down the shot, and he looks back over at the dog pound and at the Hurricane bench and has a few choice words for him.
Second three-pointer dropped in here in the first quarter by Spencer Sims. He's got 8 points. And with 18-12 being the score, 1:18 left to play, I was going to say that Jonesboro was going to slow up the pace a little bit, but Desi Sills decided he would answer with a three-pointer of his own, his second of the first quarter.
And as soon as they knocked out, they come into a three-quarters court trap and try to get the ball right back from the Wildcats.
And the Wildcats will get a putback from Kylon McCullough. McCullough, don't even know if he had to leave the floor to go up and get that. Under 50 seconds left to play now in the first. 7-point ball game in favor of Jonesboro. Feed inside to Washington. Can't hit the floater. Moody comes down with the rebound. He's got the numbers, but he'll slow up. Gives it to Jordan on the far sideline.
North Little Rock taking a look at the clock. About 30 seconds left in this quarter. They're probably going to hold for the last second shot.
Looks like that is their game plan here. 23 seconds left, but Jonesboro comes out to guard him. Now Jordan says he wants it cleared out. He's near center circle, guarded by J.G. Stafford. 13 seconds left now.
Standing in the corner all alone is Ray Fresh. He's been the hot hand so far for this team.
Loose ball. North Little Rock comes up with it. 3 seconds left and just an errant shot. I think he thought the buzzer was about to go off, and he's fouled, so he will go to the free throw line and get 3 free ones. Moses Moody with the heads-up play there.
This almost, I mean, you know, in football they have the penalty call if there was not a receiver in the area. There was no chance in the world that shot was going in, but he
there was
still,
no backboard in the area.
If there was not a backboard in the area, you ended up in the 5th row. But, I mean, credit to him to know that he had defenders around him, and he's now going to get the opportunity for 3 free throws.
Dropped in the first two for his first 2 points of the game. Still one more to shoot, and it'll make it a 5-point ball game.
Hurricanes are going to get a chance here to get a shot off. We'll see what they choose to do with it. Wildcats coming up for the full court press.
Hudson with 1 second left, top of the key, off the glass, no good. Nearly hit that one. Would have been his second three-pointer here of the first quarter, but nonetheless, 8 minutes in the books, a 4-point ball game on our hands. 21-17 is the score, and we're headed to the second quarter in the championship game of the Barry Pruitt Classic.
Kick off the holiday season on Tubetown. Hubbard and Hope Furniture present live coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to Don Riggs Hurricane Gym. Taking a look at the Dog Pound, and they are all decked out in a different array of jerseys here in Don Riggs Hurricane Gym. Andy Maness and Ryan Short back here with you to start the second quarter. North Little Rock trailing Jonesboro by 4, 21-17 is your score with 8 minutes in the books.
I know one thing we cannot do at this point is predict the outcome of this game, but one thing you can do looking around this arena is get a good gauge of what the atmosphere is. You look at the Dog Pound and the student sections obviously decked out, but then as you look across the crowd, a lot of A-State apparel in the houses. We know that in about 2 hours from now, well, I take that back, about an hour from now, A-State Red Wolves are going to be fighting for a conference championship over at Centennial Bank Stadium.
Yeah, moved the game times up earlier today, so some of the Red Wolf faithful can make it out to Centennial Bank Stadium. North Little Rock starting off the second quarter with a missed shot. Desi Seals on his end of the floor gives it right back to him. They take it from him.
Watkins
pushing it
stripped
ahead.
him.
There's Watkins with it on the right side. Skip pass now for Jordan. Steps into a three-pointer and knocks it down.
Those are the shots in this game that you have to hit in rhythm, uncontested. If you want the chance to have a shooting match with either one of these teams, you have to hit those shots.
Jonesboro's had the only lead of the ball game. They have not relinquished it. And Tony Hudson picking up where he left off in that first quarter. Now he's got 12.
The 6'3" sophomore Spencer Simons tried to draw a charge right there, but it was very less than impressive.
And errant pass goes out of bounds. You take a look at that scoop shot layup from Hudson just a minute ago. Three-point ball game. Trying to find Stafford. Hudson picked up his dribble. He's in trouble, and Coach Swift wants to call a timeout, and he's animated right now. He is not happy about what happened on that play with his team.
Well, essentially, North Little Rock is an extended zone, and unfortunately, they walked right into the trap. But when that does happen, you're supposed to have the far offensive player shoot high across the paint to either, I mean, sometimes it's to the soft spot to the opposite side, but what he was hoping for there was his player would come to the elbow. So what he's doing right now, he's getting on his dry erase board and say, hey, when this happens, come help him out. You have to bail him out. And that's his frustration there, and he has to burn one of his timeouts here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and in a game like this with these two teams, you never know, how close it's going to be at the end of the game. And, you don't want to have to, like you just mentioned, you don't want to have to burn those timeouts early in the ball game, especially here in the second quarter, and you have a three-point lead. Stafford with it on the far sideline, picks up his dribble. Now to Hudson, inside to Washington. Leaning against the defender, puts up a shot, no good. McCullough comes down with the rebound for North Little Rock. Ahead to Watkins. Watkins goes right around Washington. Corner, three-pointer good from Justin Thrower.
And we're seeing animation again from Coach Swift. He wasn't happy with the no call there on the offensive end for his team, but simply put, Washington was just out of control.
Well, North Little Rock has now tied this one up. First tie ball game we've had, but the missed three-pointer from Desi Sills goes right into the hands of Lamar Washington, and Washington with his first 2 points of the game puts Jonesboro back on top. Second lead change of the game.
I'm convinced that North Little Rock is perfectly content allowing Sills and other players like Williams and Acock to go out there and just shoot threes from 3 or 4 steps behind the three-point line. In that zone that they're playing right now, they are asking them to penetrate and pass the ball quickly, which they have not done yet successfully.
Meanwhile, Jonesboro is playing great man-to-man defense here. Oh, trying to draw a charge, didn't get it, but Jonesboro comes up with the basketball. Sprinting is Desi Sills. Sills lost it. Wanted a foul, the dog pound did too, but they're not going to get one. Here's Spencer Sims, 2 on 3. Now in the corner pocket, Moody for 3.
They're going to have to call a timeout here on the near side. It appears that DeCorey Watkins, I think his shoulder has popped out of place. I think they've got it back in, but he's definitely in pain. He was the defender going up against Sills there on the near side, so.
Yeah, North Little Rock had to burn one there. They do lead by 1, their first lead here of the ball game.
The official's going to say they're not going to charge a timeout to North Little Rock here, that the official called the timeout because of the injured player.
Take another look at this three-pointer from Moody. Drained it, and that's how they have the lead right now. So hopefully DeCorey Watkins is going to be okay. He was obviously one of the more impactful players the other night against Harbor. Had 12 points, 8 of them coming in the first half. Of course, Moses Moody lighting up the scoreboard last night against Harbor. He had 30. He's got 6 so far through the first about 12 minutes. Little Rock playing a 2-1-2. Hudson at the top of the key with it. Hudson, Washington, Moore, Stafford, and Williams lets that one go out of bounds. Just couldn't quite handle it. A little miscommunication there between Hudson and Williams.
Well, something you really can't take into consideration from our angle is that at the top of that zone defense is big Moses Moody. He's 6'5" sophomore, huge wingspan on him, and what he's doing at the top of the key is he's keeping his arms elevated and wide at all times. So the passing lanes for the Hurricanes are being cut down because of his basically presence in the middle of the court.
Yeah, you got 3 sophomores out on the floor right now for North Little Rock. Deep three-point shot there from Justin Thrower, and that's his second of the quarter. North Little Rock now on top by 4.
That's twice on the left side of the court. We've seen those three-pointers kiss off the front of the rim and just roll over like a nice soft putt from Tiger Woods.
Yeah, glad to see Tiger back in action now. Tony
Absolutely.
Hudson from the top of the key, hop step over the free throw line, and he'll float that one in. Beautiful move by Tony Hudson. Now Jonesboro within 2. They led this one 21-17 after the first quarter. Now trail by 2, 29-27. High post shot from Moody off the mark. Sims on the offensive board. No. Moody on the putback. No. But finally Sims able to tip it in, and now he's into double digits with 10 points. And a whistle blown.
Let me tell you, there's some North Little Rock faithful here that are very excited.
Ooh.
And they're going to call a technical foul.
I don't know who got teed up, if it was somebody on North Little Rock or somebody on Jonesboro.
I believe
looks like it was
13 white, but on the court right now, there's nobody. I mean, Jake Harrell hasn't seen the court. They're going to say it's going to go against Spencer Sims, which we've mentioned a couple times today in this contest already, has looked over at the dog pound and looked over the bench and it's shared some words. So I guess that is the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's going to cost his team the opportunity to drop a couple points to the Hurricanes right here.
Yeah, Hudson misses his first technical free throw, second one coming up. But, yeah, you've mentioned that a few times. Sims hitting a basket. Obviously, he does have 10 points. So he, knocks down a basket, heads over to the Jonesboro fan base. And yeah, apparently that time, after the tip-in, the referee, like you had mentioned, had had enough.
And I don't want this to get construed in any way that pure grit and hunger for the game, trash talking is a part of it, but there is a point in the game where that becomes excessive, and that's what the officiating crew is trying to prevent here.
And we got a timeout from Wes Swift as Blayton Williams was caught up in trouble here on the near sideline, got trapped, and with 3:26 left to play here in the first half, we're going to step aside for a break. 31-26 is your score. Back and forth between Jonesboro and North Little Rock.
Kick off the holiday season on Tubetown. Hubbard and Hope Furniture present live coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. Tune in December 7th at 6:30 p.m. and watch the parade live on Tubetown Channel 21 or on the Tubetown Facebook page. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade presented by Hubbard and Hope Furniture and sponsored in part by these local businesses.
Andy Manus and Ryan Short back here with you at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym. Jonesboro and North Little Rock in the championship game here on Tubetown, and right now the Charging Wildcats got a 3-point lead over the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I know. About midway through that first quarter, the Hurricanes took a lead, and the dog pound was riled up. Fans were getting into it, but then North Little Rock, tick for tack, sort of made their way back into this, and they have a lead now, and it's definitely been in their favor, as you love to see. We caught it on camera there. Symes goes over to one of the officials and apologizes for the things that he just said. So you love to see that type of sportsmanship in this ball game.
Jonesboro turns it over. North Little Rock taking it their way now, charging up the floor. 3:10 left to play here in the first half, and it's a 3-point ball game. And a foul. I'm not sure if it was called away from the ball. I guess it was called, 5-second call. Gotcha.
5 count called, and I can tell you that Coach Rice is not happy with that, and he had some words to say to the official, and as soon as he did, the official put the whistle back in his mouth saying, okay, one more thing, and you're going to get a tee of yourself, but he calmed it down, and we're going to keep everything civil here. So Coach Rice is still pretty hot about that one.
He's over here pacing the sideline in front of the Charging Wildcat bench. Here's Blayton Williams on a baseline drive, has it swatted out of his hands from behind, but Kyle Moore is there for the putback, and he'll go to the free throw line as well. Foul's going to go against Spencer Sims, the sophomore, picking up his first of the afternoon. And now Jonesboro with a chance to tie it back up. We've had 3 lead changes. North Little Rock has held the lead for the last few minutes, and it's going to hang on to the lead by 1 for the time being, as Moore can't hit the and one opportunity.
You hate to see Spencer got the original block on that play, and then he commits the foul after his team isn't able to corral it after the block. So that's unfortunate for him.
Jonesboro trailing by 1 with 2:35 left to play here in the first half. Sills with it on the far sideline. The starting 5 out there for Coach Swift, and they turn it over. Going the other way now with Sims. Sims lost the handle on it. Off the rim. Goes to the hands of Jordan. Now baseline drive. Jordan's got it again. Drives from the elbow. Fighting for the board, and tied it up.
It's going to be a jump ball. And what created that possession right there for the Wildcats is Sills is here. He was about free throw line extended, and he made a no-look pass into Aycock that was not expecting it, which led to the turnover and then the fast break for North Little Rock. So sometimes that deceptiveness can even get your own teammates.
And lucky for Jonesboro, North Little Rock couldn't capitalize on their fast break opportunity. Here's Hudson looking for a screen from Moore, now in the corner for Williams. Sills left open for a wide open 3. Off the mark. Good close out there by the Charging Wildcats, because he had the space, but it disappeared quickly. Still a 1-point affair. Sims with it on the left elbow with 1:45 left to play. They're trying to get It looks like Moody open, but Sims says, don't worry about it, I'll take it myself. Little shot from the free throw line, and now he's got 12 points in the ball game. North Little Rock on top by 3.
Spencer's been grimacing towards his face a little bit after that last possession. They were down here on defense. I think Aycock may have grazed him across the face a little bit, but take a look here as the blocking foul charged against the Wildcats.
Yeah, McCullough picks up his first. Aycock comes to the bench.
This is exactly what you hope for in championship caliber matches.
There's a lob alley-oop for Kyle Moore. He slams it home with authority, and Jonesboro now trailing by 1 once again.
He did that with every intention to disgrace somebody's family, and that's exactly what he did.
His grandparents felt the alley-oop. Oh, my goodness.
Golly, he looked like a fighter jet taking off and just landing, slamming it home.
Have mercy. 1:15 left to play. Could use a few more of those. A three-point attempt from Hudson off the mark. Tipped by Moore, and it'll go in favor of the charging Wildcats.
Moore is listed at 6'5". He is the tallest player on the Hurricane team. And I'm going to say he probably has one of the best verticals of the team with that emphatic finish right there. And then he's doing it on the defensive end, taking the charge.
Spencer Sims
The holidays
just
are
came
about.
flying in out of control, and I think that's why he's going to pick that up. That's number 3 on Spencer Sims.
He's going to have to calm it down. Luckily, there's only a minute left in this second quarter because he's going to have to keep it under control.
And a travel called against Jonesboro.
Yeah, they're going to come get Spencer here for the rest of the second quarter. They can't take a chance of him pick up his 4th foul without us being in the second half yet.
We've had 3 lead changes here in the ball game. It's been tied once, but North Little Rock has gotten the lead and held on to it for a big part of this second quarter. Shots no good from the free throw line, but they get their own rebound. Now a tip pass. Jonesboro comes down with it. Here's Sills. Got away with the travel, leaning, and he'll drop it in.
See, there's some North Little Rock fans that are really unhappy, but dribbling high is not against the rules. Carrying
Keep your
is.
hand on top of
He was on top of the ball. He was a little bit out of control. As you can see here, his hand was on top the entire time. And I mean, just pure skills able to knock it home.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay here with North Little Rock. Step back three-pointer from Moody off the mark. Hudson comes down with it. 14 seconds left. The dog pound letting them hear it. Blayton Williams drops it in off the assist from Hudson, but Hudson with the player control foul, just sprinting too fast, and there you see DeCorey Watkins drawing the charge.
Smart play right there by the Wildcats, and now they're going to have a chance with, we're ticking under 5 seconds here for them to be able to go up at half.
Jordan floating, gets it in, 1 second left, full court. Oh, just off the left side of that. And the buzzer means we're headed to the locker room. 16 minutes in the books here in the championship game of the Barry Pruitt Classic, and so far it has not disappointed. 5 lead changes through the first 2 quarters. North Little Rock on top by 1. And we're headed to the halftime break. 35-34 your score. Andy Maness and Ryan Short taking a quick break. We'll be back with some halftime stats for you right after this on Tubetown.
With so many great mega services available from Ritter Communications, it's hard to pick just one. Save a bundle with bundled services. Talk as much as you want, when you want, with unlimited long distance. Get the speed you need with up to 15, 30, 50, and even 100 megabits per second internet. Enjoy online bill pay and protect all your online data and devices with Tech Home and Guardware. With so many choices, options, and savings from Ritter, all you can say is, wow! Mega services, mega savings. That's Mega Ritter.
Come out and see the largest lighting display in the Mid-South at Lights of the Delta. Over 6 million lights and 48 major motion displays span a 40-acre drive-through site. Lights of the Delta is open Sunday through Thursday from 5:30 until 9 p.m. and 5:30 until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays through December 27th. For more information, visit our website, lightsofthedelta.com. Don't miss Lights of the Delta through December 27th.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV.
Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
The holidays are about staying in touch with family, friends, the holiday spirit. Ritter Communications keeps you in touch with fast, reliable internet to power holiday fun on all your family's devices. Connect with newly launched speeds up to 100 meg, backed by friendly local service. This holiday season, stay in touch with a broadband upgrade from Ritter Communications. Always right by you.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Kick off the holiday season on Tubetown. Hubbard and Hope Furniture present live coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. Tune in December 7th at 6:30 p.m. and watch the parade live on Tubetown Channel 21 or on the Tubetown Facebook page. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade presented by Hubbard and Hope Furniture and sponsored in part by these local businesses.
Take a look at that alley-oop inbound pass to Kyle Moore. We're back here at the halftime break between Jonesboro and North Little Rock in the championship matchup of the 33rd annual Barry Pruitt Classic. 35-34 is your score. Charging Wildcats on top by 1. What a fun game to be a part of. The lead has changed already 5 times in this ball game. North Little Rock took the lead there in the second quarter and held it for a big part of it. Jonesboro got it back for just a second at the end of the second quarter before Otis Jordan dropped in a layup right as time expired in the second quarter. And that's why they lead by 1. We'll start the scoring recap with the Charging Wildcats of North Little Rock. Otis Jordan leads the way with 7 points. Spencer Sims, leads the way with 12 points. Otis Jordan, 7 points for him. Moses Moody with 6. Justin Thrower also with 6, 2 triples for him. Coming off the bench, and 2 points apiece for Kylon McCullough and Ray Fresh. 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Those were the only free throws shot, and they were put up by Moses Moody back in the first quarter. Looking at the Jonesboro side of the stat sheet, leading the way for them is Tony Hudson. 15 points for him in the first half, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 8 points for Desi Sills, the future Arkansas Razorback. 6 points for Kyle Moore. 2 points from Lamar Washington, and 1 point from the free throw line for A.J. Aycock. The Hurricane have only been to the free throw line 3 times. They are 2 for 5 from the charity stripe in the first half. So, again, it's a 1-point ball game, 35-34. Still 16 minutes ahead of us here at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym. And if they're anything like the first 16 minutes, then you can expect this one to be a good one, as we got some fans attempting some half-court shots here. We're headed to another break. We're going to buckle our seatbelts, put our tray tables in the upright position, and get ready for this second half between Jonesboro and North Little Rock. We're back right after this here on Tubetown.
With so many great mega services available from Ritter Communications, it's hard to pick just one. Save a bundle with bundled services. Talk as much as you want, when you want, with unlimited long distance. Get the speed you need with up to 15, 30, 50, and even 100 megabits per second internet. Enjoy online bill pay and protect all your online data and devices with Tech Home and Guardware. With so many choices, options, and savings from Ritter, all you can say is, wow! Mega services, mega savings. That's Mega Ritter.
Come out and see the largest lighting display in the Mid-South at Lights of the Delta. Over 6 million lights and 48 major motion displays span a 40-acre drive-through site. Lights of the Delta is open Sunday through Thursday from 5:30 until 9 p.m. and 5:30 until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays through December 27th. For more information, visit our website, lightsofthedelta.com. Don't miss Lights of the Delta through December 27th.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
The holidays are about staying in touch with family, friends, the holiday spirit. Ritter Communications keeps you in touch with fast, reliable internet to power holiday fun on all your family's devices. Connect with newly launched speeds up to 100 meg, backed by friendly local service. This holiday season, stay in touch with a broadband upgrade from Ritter Communications. Always right by you.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Kick off the holiday season on Tubetown. Hubbard and Hope Furniture present live coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. Tune in December 7th at 6:30 p.m. and watch the parade live on Tubetown Channel 21 or on the Tubetown Facebook page. Don't miss the exclusive coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade presented by Hubbard and Hope Furniture and sponsored in part by these local businesses.
Andy Maness and Ryan Short welcome you back to Don Riggs Hurricane Gym and Barry Pruitt Court for the 33rd annual Barry Pruitt Classic. And folks, we're in the championship game this afternoon. North Little Rock and Jonesboro, 35-34 is your score. The Charging Wildcats with a 1-point lead as we get set to start the third quarter. We've had 5 lead changes here in this ball game, 3 in favor of Jonesboro, 2 in favor of the Charging Wildcats. The game has been tied up once. And again, you know, this is a championship matchup, and it has not let us down. We've had 3 games today that have gotten a little bit out of hand towards the end of them, and this one has been competitive the entire way through.
Absolutely, and I think the tone in the third and fourth quarter is really set by what was just said in the locker room. And I think it's really interesting to point out that the clock hit 0 and set for 8 minutes, and neither team had made its full way onto the court yet. So I'm sure a lot of halftime adjustments and things were said about how they're going to approach the second half and how both teams are trying to approach this like a state championship final more than a tournament final in early December, because that's where both of these teams are hopefully going to end up in a couple months.
3-point shot to start the third quarter. Off the mark for Moses Moody. All 5 starters out on the floor for both squads. Tony Hudson, Desi Seals, Blayton Williams, A.J. Aycock, and Kyle Moore on the floor for Coach Swift. For North Little Rock, it's Otis Jordan, Ray Fresh, DeCorey Watkins, Moses Moody, and Spencer Sims. And there's Tony Hudson going up and down.
It was either going to be a travel call or a jump ball, because Spencer, he had control of that one as well. He was the defender on the play, so.
Had it tied up. Here's Jordan bringing it into the front court. He'll be picked up by Williams. There's a screen set. Jordan takes it strong on the left side, and it's going to bounce off the left iron, and Moore comes up with the rebound. Moore now works for Seals in the corner. 3-point shot, dish back to Moore on the give and go, and Moore just missed the layup. The dog pound here. The student section at JHS wanted a foul. They don't get one. Hesitation and a baseline drive from Jordan's off the mark, and Hudson's going to come down with it. Now he'll sprint up the floor. Gets it to Moore. Moore will flush it through.
On that last possession, Moore, when he was driving through the lane, was completely out of control, and he didn't get the foul call, but right then another great entry pass in there, and he was able to finish it.
And that is answered by Moses Moody. So once again, 2 quick lead changes here.
They're just going tick for tat. Anything that Jonesboro or North Little Rock comes out with, the other team has a response. We saw it with 3-pointers. We've seen it now with the interior game on both teams. It's just it's going back and forth. That's all we can really say.
J.G. Stafford has checked into the game. He gets it over to Hudson. Hudson over in the corner for Sills. Sills drives baseline, puts a shot up over the defender. No good. Moore there to clean it up, and he'll get it to fall. Double-digit scoring now for Kyle Moore. He's got 10 points. And a whistle blown right after the shot.
Seals, he was able to dance on that baseline over there, and he was able to get a good shot up. It's a shame it didn't go in. He fell down, and I think it's his right leg that he's favoring now. I'm not sure if it was his ankle or his calf or what it was, but it appears for the time being he's going to stay in the game.
Baseline shot for Moody off the mark. Sims trying to get the tip in. Moody comes down with it. Put back by Fresh, no good. Ball poked out of bounds, and they'll say that it's going to stay here with the Charging Wildcats. J.G. Stafford had a hand on it. Looked like Charging Wildcats might have poked it out, but the referee says it went off of Stafford.
Ray Fresh got his hand in there, but it rolled right down, who was that, Hudson? Or no, that was J.G. Stafford. It rolled right down his arm and went right out of bounds.
3-point attempt here from the Wildcats, no good. Got his own rebound, and Fresh takes it baseline, and now he'll go to the free throw line.
Wisely went for the under-over right there in the corner. So he didn't get boxed out. That's one thing that Stafford had his body on him, but didn't box him out.
Just put a hip into him, and that was not enough to keep him from going around. First free throw, no good from Ray Fresh. That one would have tied it up at 38, so Fresh is going to regroup now and try to tie it up on this shot. 3 lead changes since we started the third quarter. 8 for the ball game. And now it's been tied for the second time here on the afternoon. All knotted up at 38 with 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Hudson will stroll across the timeline. He'll be picked up by Ray Fresh. Now they'll reset. Nobody on Jonesboro is moving right now.
This is the beautiful thing about high school basketball. Since there's not a shot clock, if you run an offense for a couple plays, you get a few passes into it and you're not happy with it, pull it out and regroup. Go get the shot that you're looking for.
Blayton Williams will score on the right side of the basket that time. Might have gotten away with the travel, but nonetheless, Jonesboro takes the lead once again. Here's Moody in the corner. Bounce pass for Jordan, now up top for Sims. He's going to hesitate, shoot a 3, long rebound, goes to Williams.
That's a poor shot selection there by him. I mean, he's not in rhythm. He tries to create his own, but if I would feel a whole lot better about that shot if when he first originally catches it, release it right then. Don't give us the head fake and everything like that, because then you're completely out of rhythm and it takes your chances of knocking that down to basically nothing.
Sills missed a basket on Jonesboro's end of the floor. It went out of bounds in favor of the charging Wildcats. What a hot feed down low to Spencer Sims, and Sims was left wide open for his 14th point of the night, and yet again we're tied up at 40.
With that extended zone defense, it allows for opportunities like that when you have a streaker jumping back and forth basically from soft spot on the baseline, and they took advantage of it right there. Air ball goes up for Tony Hudson.
Yeah, North Little Rock comes up with it, and now a loose ball will go in favor of Jonesboro. Otis Jordan chasing it out of bounds. So there's the air ball. There's the rebound by Sims. Sims fed it ahead to Otis Jordan, who just wasn't ready for it.
I know the North Little Rock friends that I'm able to see here from our vantage point was very unhappy with that call right there. He thought that their team was fouled, which, I mean, going back on the replay, no one really had possession of it.
Some fancy handles on display that time from Blayton Williams. 4 points in the quarter from him, and he took it from the top of the key right around the defender. Jonesboro back on top by 2. Take a look at the
move, elevation. That's exactly, I mean, staring down at the end of it. I'd love to see that. When kids, it's one thing to have the athletic ability. That's a whole facet of the game, but to be able to physically impress yourself onto somebody else and have their game affected by it is a whole nother aspect.
Shot from Watkins just inside the free throw line will fall. Watkins now in the books for the first time tonight. Jonesboro wasting no time bringing it into the front court. Williams nearly lost the handles on it, out of bounds. Gets it over to Sills on the far sideline, and they'll regroup a little bit. Tied up at 42.
Williams is definitely feeling himself, and you hope he's not out kicking his coverage with what he's capable of doing under control out there.
Jonesboro trying to find Kyle Moore with another alley-oop slam home, and instead it goes the other way with the Wildcats, and J.G. Stafford is going to pick up his second foul of the afternoon. 2:45 left to play here in the third quarter, all knotted up at 42. Baseline drive by Sims, and a charge. Sills drew the charge, and Moody's going to pick up his...
He's going to get a charge called every time on that. He is completely out of control. I mean, I understand that some would look and say he beat him to the spot, but when you go up like that, when you're elevated, this is how I've always judged it. When you're elevated and there's not a chance you're making the basket and all you're doing is anticipating contact, you're going to get a charge called on you every time.
3-point attempt off the mark by JHS. Now here comes North Little Rock. Jordan with the spin moves. 3-point shot from the corner. High bounce and a travel from McCullough on the rebound. Just caught it off balance and falling backwards and didn't have anything to grab onto.
And the problem was he was looking for Moody cutting back door right there, and he was anticipating having to make that pass, but it just never opened up like he thought it would.
The lead has changed 5 times here in the third quarter. Make that 6 times.
Beautiful catch and pass right there. More to Hudson.
And Hudson's now got 17 points in the ball game. 6 lead changes in the third quarter alone. 11 for the whole ball game. Back and forth affair the entire way. It's been tied up 4 times. North Little Rock trying to tie it up a 5th time or take the lead here. 1:40 left to play in the third. Jonesboro comes up with a turnover. North Little Rock steals it right back. McCullough with a bounce pass, no good. And Moore comes down with it. Now Hudson feeds it ahead. Stafford wide open on the left elbow, will hold up, gives it to Hudson. Hudson finds Williams. Now skip pass, trying to throw it off the defender as he fell out of bounds, but it went back into play, and now Sills with it. Drives from the left elbow, and he's going to travel. Took off with his left foot and stepped twice with it.
Yeah, some could argue that he was grabbed beforehand, but that's something that players who have that skill set, when they come into the lane and they are able to execute a Euro step and try to get to the basket, you're always going to take the risk of a jump ball or a travel, and that's just at the discretion of the referee.
Watkins with it, gives it over to Jordan. Feed down low for Watkins. He kicks it back out to Moody. 3-point attempt, and Moody puts North Little Rock back on top. 1-point game now for the charging Wildcats. And they come up with a steal. 1-on-2. Smart move by Watkins, just kind of.
He slowed down his tempo there. He saw Seals coming, going to anticipate the block, so he slowed down because Moody was in transition there. And, for Seals, he is a big 6'2" frame, but when you've got a 6'5" guy coming right behind you, there's no really need to push it and get an unnecessary foul.
Air ball by Boykins. Charging Wildcats feed it ahead to McCullough, and McCullough's now got 4 in the game.
All created from the no-look pass from Watkins.
Charge on Sills. He's going to pick up his first personal of the afternoon, and here in the last couple of minutes, or last couple of seconds of gameplay, I should say, as you see Sills charging in with a full head of steam there. Jonesboro's given up 3 quick baskets.
It seems like the Wildcats are playing more as a unit. They're definitely they're able to pass and cut and get shots in rhythm.
5 seconds left now for the charging Wildcats. Jordan for 3. Air ball, 1 second left, and there should be time.
There should be a few seconds on the clock left, but they're going to go ahead and call it.
Yep, they will. They'll end the third quarter. We're headed to the 4th of the Barry Pruitt championship game. 49-44 is the score. North Little Rock with a 5-point lead. Don't touch that dial or refresh your web browser, because we're
The holidays are about staying in touch with family, friends, the holiday spirit. Ritter Communications keeps you in touch with fast, reliable internet to power holiday fun on all your family's devices. Connect with newly launched speeds up to 100 meg, backed by friendly local service. This holiday season, stay in touch with a broadband upgrade from Ritter Communications. Always right by you.
Andy Maness and Ryan Short welcome you back to the 4th quarter here at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym in a championship game between North Little Rock and Jonesboro. Tight ball game on our hands. 5-point lead for North Little Rock. Coach Wes Swift going over things in a huddle right now with his team. They took the lead back in the 3rd quarter and held on to it for quite a while, but North Little Rock in the last minute of the 3rd quarter able to pile on the points quickly.
Yeah, they were able to generate that lead off of great forward momentum created by their defense. Turnovers on defense, they're able to get a charge. Things like that allowed their offense to push down the floor. And you see it in drills in practice for transition offense. 2 or 3 passes, catch in rhythm, fire it up, knock down the shot. And that's what they were able to do to get the lead.
Jonesboro starts the 4th quarter with the basketball. And the dog pound trying to cheer on their team, trailing by 5. 3-point attempt, off the mark. Moore on the putback. He'll also go to the free throw line for an and one.
He caught that rebound above the rim and released it before his feet touched the ground. As you see right here on the replay, he caught it above the rim and put it back up.
Unbelievable.
Unfortunately for McCullough, he's going to get charged with the foul.
Now McCullough picks up number 2, and Moore misses the and one opportunity.
He gave up an offensive rebound and a foul in a matter of a second. It's unfortunate for him.
3-point attempt on the way from North Little Rock, and they drain it. Justin Thrower with his 3rd 3 of the game.
He's a shooter.
Jonesboro now trailing by 6. Sills drives from the free throw line. Acrobatic shot, can't find the finish.
That's something we've seen from him the last 2 days, is that he can get in there and he can create those opportunities for himself, but we haven't yet been able to see him convert on those.
Here's Sills with a one-on-one opportunity. Almost slammed it home LeBron James style. No foul called. Did they get the foul? No, they did get the foul.
I hope when we roll this back right here, look where he launches from. There's no chance he was actually going to be able to dunk that. There is no way.
That was very LeBron-like, was it not,
it
though?
It was LeBron-like, but it was going to look like a Jimmy dunk because he wasn't going to have to toss it into the hoop and then pop the rim, hopefully, by grabbing the net. There was not a chance in the world. He was trying to add the exclamation point there based off of his frustration, but you have to be smarter in that situation. I mean, that's what you're seeing right now in the huddle with Coach Swift is he's extremely frustrated with, one, how his team is playing defense. What they're creating on the defensive end or with their defense is not leading to any offensive transition. And to counter that, they're allowing North Little Rock to go down the floor and catch them on their heels. Luckily, Seals was bailed out right there, and he's going to get 2 free throws from it, but that was a pretty poor decision on his part.
Yeah, he took off from right around the free throw line, and definitely think he would have needed a couple extra inches of elevation there to find the bottom of the net.
I mean, I'm not a math major, and I don't know physics, but there was no way in the world he could have dunked it from there.
Sills will hit the first free throw. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight, so 9 points. One more will put him in double digits, and it'll make it a 4-point ball game. Got it. 10 points for him. 2-position game.
Full court trap here by the Hurricanes.
And I think, did they just get Sills with a...
No, they're gonna Wildcats are gonna call a 30-second timeout because that's something that obviously Coach Rice was not expecting coming out of the timeout. You see that a lot, especially in the early season, is you get into a huddle, and it's kind of like in football late in the game. Whenever you see a team, they'll call a timeout, they'll see how the offense comes out on the field, call another timeout. Well, right there, they weren't in their full court press offense, and Coach Rice just wants to make sure his team's prepared for it and hopefully drawing up some sort of play to break the press and try to get momentum points for his team again.
So just joining us, a tight game all the way through. 5 lead changes in the first half. Then in the third quarter, we had 7 more lead changes. The game has been tied up 4 times. 8 lead changes in favor of the Hurricane, 4 in favor of the Charging Wildcats. But right now, they've got the one that matters, and that's the current lead. They lead by 4 with under 7 left to play. Just a minute gone by here in the 4th and final quarter of the 33rd annual Barry Pruitt Hurricane Classic. North Little Rock ahead to McCullough. McCullough has it swatted off the glass by Desi Sills. Going back the other way now. 2 on 3. Hudson has his pocket picked, and now it's 2 on 2.
This game is about to get really chippy if they keep letting plays like that go with no calls.
And McCullough will go to the free throw line. A little reach in, and it looks like they're going to get, I think, Blayton Williams with his first.
It's times in the game when you see, like, the big block from Seals. That could have been called goaltending. Well, then you come back to the other end of the court, and you have, as you see the block here by Seals. That was clean block. Obviously, in the replay, we can see that. And then you come down the other end, and Otis Jordan just absolutely stripped. He stripped Tony Hudson. That was a good no call as well. Things like that, when you get the energy up in an arena, in an atmosphere like that, it's going to get chipper very, very quick.
A minute and a half gone by in the 4th, still a tight ball game. North Little Rock now leading by 5, 53-48. Ball goes out of bounds. Unforced error. Coach Swift face palms. Not happy about that. Oh.
North Little Rock can't believe it because they're going to say that it was tipped off of a Wildcat defender. They're going to meet here and to discuss it.
There's a lot of fans here in blue and gold that are supporting the Wildcats. Now the referees are discussing here in front of us.
And now
Coach
that's gonna make Jonesboro unhappy, just the fact they considered overturning that call.
Well, they are they're overturning it. They're giving it in favor of North Little Rock, and Coach Swift pleading his case right now. He's still pleading his case. He better be careful because he might get teed up here. Otis Jordan splits the defense. Lob pass in. And now they'll work their way back out. Ray Fresh didn't have a good look there, so now feeds it in back to Jordan. Oh, Watkins stepped into that one. Now on the baseline for Sims, and Sims falling down somehow hit that. 16 points on the afternoon for Sims. Super sophomore leading the way for his team. 55-48 now.
Great body control when he entered the lane right there to split those two defenders and get up that nice touch shot right there.
Williams back to Sills, deep three-point attempt. Got it! He'll also go to the free throw line to try to make it a 4-point play. Desi Sills with a triple.
DeCory Watkins can't believe it, but you watch here on the replay, he just didn't give him an opportunity to land, walking right into him.
That was awfully close.
That was very close. And now they're going to say, okay, the foul was not on him. It was under the basket. Okay, I misspoke. The three is not going to count.
Now they're going to say jump ball as Sills tried to take that one up. Moody had his hands on it. The possession arrow gives it to the blue and gold. And Coach Swift is very animated down there. He is not happy about any of it.
So North Little Rock had a 7-point lead. They're going to say that Sills' three count, but the foul under the basket remained possession with the Hurricanes. I don't quite understand that one, but...
Oh, my goodness. Otis Jordan just literally dribbled circles around future Razorback Desi Sills, dished it down low to Spencer Sims, and Sims now with 18 points in the game. The lead's up to 6.
Looks like Gordon Ramsay slicing and dicing the offense.
And now Williams takes up a baseline shot, has it blocked back in his face by Spencer Sims, but I believe Sims just picked up foul number 4.
And he's good to have gone that long with that. You just see the no-look pass right here to get the clean finish by Spencer Sims.
Blayton Williams hits the front end of his trip to the free throw line. By the way, Otis Jordan, just a sophomore for North Little Rock. They've got 3 sophomore starters on their team, and as usual, North Little Rock's looking pretty good in the future.
Well, I believe it was 2 years ago North Little Rock won the state championship in the 7A division. That was against a Bentonville club that was led by Malik Monk.
That's right.
But North Little Rock at the time, they had 1 Razorback and 1 Florida Gator on their team, so they were able to lead that team. So obviously rebuilding doesn't mean necessarily you're out of the competition.
Yeah, Kayvon Allen unfortunately didn't stay here in state. 3-point attempt from Moses Moody. 14 points on the afternoon for him, and now the lead's up to 7. Jonesboro has been held in check here in the last couple of minutes of game time. They got to find a basket quick before the wheels fall off completely. Hudson has his pocket pick. It'll go out of bounds, though, staying here with the Wildcats.
I believe the other Wildcat in that duo was KJ Hill. I think he was the other Wildcat.
Of course, he's now playing a little bit of football for old Urban Meyer and the Ohio State Buckeyes. 60-53, a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 4:30 left to play here in the fourth quarter at Don Riggs. We're back with this. We're back with more after this.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of guys in the movies. But you are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wonder Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
Welcome you back to 53 Jonesboro. Coach Wes Swift trailing by 7 right now.
You know, I think this is twice in the contest so far. North Little Rock has led by 7. The last time they led by 7, obviously Desi Sills came down, had to hit that three-pointer, and the foul was called on the basket, and they remain with possession. So look right now to the ball under their own basket to try to generate another three-point play to cut the deficit to 4.
Out of the timeout, Jonesboro will have possession, 60-53, 4:30 and counting left to play. Baseline shot for Hudson, and he'll go to the free throw line with the defender draped all over him.
You like to see that, though, because McCullough was the one that's going to be charged with the foul. But when you're under the basket and you're undersized like he was, go straight up with it. Be strong, and likely you're going to get a foul called.
That's exactly what he did, and he'll hit the front end. This is just his second trip to the free throw line after that one with 18 points. here in the ball game, trying to make it a 5-point deficit for the Hurricane. Does not get the friendly roll, and the lead will stay at 6 for North Little Rock.
You know, when he jumped out, he scored 10 points in that first quarter, and he's kind of been held quiet since then.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of hard, 10-point lead, or a 10-point.
They're going to get A.J. Aycock with a foul. Aycock's first of the afternoon. 4:10 left to play in this one. 6-point ball game. Jordan backs up near the timeline with Williams all over. High post, Hudson comes up with a steal. 1-on-2 opportunity. Hudson's going to take it all the way himself. Score with a double clutch move. 23 time these two teams meet. Otis Jordan near the timeline, picked up by Williams. Jordan drives, leaning, shot's no good. Long rebound, North Little Rock comes up with it.
Hurricanes had possession of the rebound, but it was knocked out when it was taken to the floor.
And Aycock and Sims fighting for it right now, still fighting for it even after the whistle. And that was actually Moody fighting for it with Aycock, and Aycock going up to get the board. They're going to call the foul on Moses Moody. That's going to put A.J. Aycock at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Both of these could tie it up with 1:43 left to play.
Both sets of fans are now standing on their feet. I mean, this is what you hope for in a championship game.
Aycock at the free throw line. Got it. One more coming up to tie it up. It'll be the 5th tied ball game we have had this afternoon. Aycock 2 for 3 at the free throw line, trying to make it 3 for 4. Too strong. 1-point game. Jonesboro wanted to travel, didn't get one. North Little Rock into the front court. Feed off down low. Now here's Sims at the free throw line. Shot is off the mark. 1:30 left to play. Jonesboro gets the rebound. Hudson has it, lost his dribble. And thankfully, Aycock was there to bail him out. Everybody here is on their feet. And a foul is called on Watkins. Watkins wanted an offensive foul, but instead, it'll be Tony Hudson going to the free throw line to tie it up and possibly take the lead.
Throw out the playbook, throw out everything you know about fundamentally sound basketball, because this right now is all about heart.
Who wants it more here in the end of the game?
Coach Rice is signaling for a timeout.
Yeah,
he finally gets it.
I was going to say, finally got one. He had been calling for a while, and it is a full timeout, so we'll take one with him. 62-61, 1:20 left in the fourth quarter of this championship game. Free throws coming up when we come back here on Tubetown.
Furniture, and sponsored in part by these local businesses.
Andy Manis and Ryan Short welcome you back to a packed John Riggs Hurricane Gym. Everybody here on their feet with 1:20 left to play in this one, and for good reason. We've had 12 lead changes throughout the game. Could possibly about to have our 5th tie of the ball game. It's a 1-point affair right now in this championship matchup. 62-61, North Little Rock leads, but JHS is at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
From here on out, any fouls committed will be either the bonus or the double bonus. So a minute 20 left, but this could get stretched out to a whole lot longer than that.
Yep, 19 fouls for the charging Wildcats, 16 fouls for Jonesboro. Hudson with one of the most important free throws he'll shoot all night long. Off the mark on the 1-and-1. Jonesboro gets it back, and Kyle Moore flushes it through. A 1-point lead for the Hurricanes. Here's Watkins. Floater from the free throw line. Got it, but a charge.
There was no disputing that that was a charge. 2 of the 3 officials both signaled at the same time that that was heading the opposite direction.
And that is the fourth. That is the fourth on DeCorey Watkins. Now the referee is just trying to get everybody settled here before they inbound it with 1:03 remaining. No doubt Little Rock's going to come out in full court press, and they're going to try to wipe some of the perspiration off the basketball. J.G. Stafford and Blayton Williams getting some last-minute instructions here from Coach Swift.
He's halfway out on the court giving those instructions.
Desi Sills, Kyle Moore also out on the floor for JHS. Tony Hudson getting ready to inbound it. Gotta get it in, gotta get it in. Gets it into Williams. 4-on-5 opportunity as a charging Wildcat hit the deck. Here's Williams taking it strong. Finger roll finish for Blayton Williams. And it's a 3-point lead. 65-62 3-pointer. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Moses Moody drops in a triple. He's going to the free throw line for an and one. A 4-point play coming up.
Kyle Moore is in disbelief that he just allowed that to happen. That's going to be his second personal foul, but you see here, you have to give him space, and he just lands on top of his feet, and he's going to get a chance to get the Wildcats lead right here.
Aycock is going to come in for J.G. Stafford. Got a little bit more size down there on the blocks right now in case of a miss. 17 points for Moses Moody, trying to make it 18 and a North Little Rock lead, and he does. And we are going to get a full timeout from Coach Johnny Rice of North Little Rock. So we'll take one with them with 45 seconds remaining. North Little Rock leads Jonesboro 66-65 here on Tubetown.
Coverage of the 2017 Greater Blytheville Area presented by Hubbard and Hope Furniture.
It's been awesome, and I appreciate him and all his crew. Mr. Chris Dyer.
Thank you, Coach Steve. On behalf of the 2017 Barry Pruitt Hurricane Classic presented by Centennial Bank and Clopton Clinic, I want to thank all of you for your attendance. I want to thank all of the teams, North Little Rock, Jonesboro, and all 8 teams that played in this tournament. It's been a wonderful tournament, and what a way to finish. I hate to see that one end. We really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the Jonesboro High School Athletic Department. And with that, I will turn it over for the trophy presentations and the MVPs and all tournament teams. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-tournament team selection for the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats, Moses Moody and Otis Jordan. The all-tournament team selection for your Jonesboro Golden Hurricane, number 1, Tony Hudson. And number 35, Kyle Moore. The MVP of the 33rd annual Barry Pruitt Hurricane Classic, number 3, Desi Sims. This time, we would like to present the runner-up trophy for the 2017 Barry Pruitt Hurricane Classic to Coach Johnny Rice and the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats.
Thanks so much for joining us again, everybody, for this 33rd annual Barry Pruitt Hurricane Classic. Again, Jonesboro winning the championship here in front of a home crowd, 68-66, the final score, a game that had 15 lead changes. Andy Maness and Ryan Short here with you. And Ryan, I hate to see this one end.
Absolutely, but it could not have ended on a better note. A game going down to the wire. They just, if you're unable to hear that, Otis Jordan and Moses Moody of North Little Rock named to the all-tournament team, as well as Tony Hudson and Kyle Moore for Jonesboro on the all-tournament team. And the future Arkansas Razorback, Desi Seals, is named the tournament MVP.
That's right. So congratulations to North Little Rock. Even though they do fall short, they come in second place here in the tournament. 66 total points for them on the night. Moses Moody and Spencer Sims, the 2 sophomores, leading the way for the Charging Wildcats. 18 points apiece for those 2 young men. And again, certainly a couple of bright spots for Coach Johnny Rice looking forward into the coming years. And of course, the rest of this year. Heck, it's still December. Jonesboro leading the way for them was Tony Hudson, as Ryan mentioned, in all-tournament selection. 27 points for Tony Hudson, the senior, tonight. Future Razorback Desi Seals finishes with 13. Kyle Moore finishes with 12, including 2 electrifying dunks here for JHS. 8 points for Blayton Williams, 2 apiece for A.J. Adcock and Lamar Washington. Again, Jonesboro coming away with a victory, 68-66, your tournament championship winners. Any final thoughts, Ryan?
Man, you can't say enough about, first of all, Jonesboro High and the tournament that they put on. Every year you have state caliber teams come up to Northeast Arkansas and represent themselves, represents their school. And I must say that this was a class act performance by all parties that were partaking. And then just to be able to represent on your home court. Obviously, Jonesboro being the team to beat, they come in and they have all their fans and all their supporters here. And this is hopefully just momentum for not only Jonesboro but North Little Rock getting into their conference schedule. Great tournament.
Amazing tournament. Thanks so much for being a part of it with us here on Tubetown. Of course, like and follow our Tubetown Facebook page. You never know when we're going to be covering an event near you. Thanks to everybody who made this one possible. Richard and Nathan, our camera operators, Caden Brown, our other commentator, along with Wes Cisco, Tyler Cisco. Don't forget Anthony Pemberton down there. And, of course, Brandon and Marcus helping out as well. And our PA announcer here tonight at Don Riggs Hurricane Gym, Aaron Lowe. For Ryan Short, I'm Andy Maness saying so long. We'll see you at our next Tubetown event. Everybody have a great, safe weekend.